Welcome to the History Hunter. Welcome to our small adventures with the World War II time frame. I have to change hand here. I can cycle with one hand. Well, we are out on a very special little mission. This is a former German Luftwaffe airfield. Absolutely fantastic history here. So we are going to find a couple of features that are all the way out there on the other side of where we are. So join us. Let's go out and find the path together right now. A bike is a very efficient way to get out to different kind of locations, and we very often use that because on this location the area is so big that it takes forever to get from one side to another. This place here, as I said, used to be a very active German Luftwaffe airfield, and there were tons of aircrafts here, and there are some incredible pictures out there on the web that actually shows exactly what this looked like during the Second World War, and I think I'm going to show you a couple of these images right now. Yeah, and it was attacked several times by the Allies, and this place was very important for the Germans because it protected a huge investment they had in this region, and also they could reach England very easily from this location here. So pretty awesome to be here, and there are, as I said, tons of features here. We're going to show you more of them later. But for now, we're just going to go to an anti-aircraft gun position, which we have just realized is further out here. So let's see if we can find that. I'm an old cyclist, so I can easily ride with one hand, or with no hands. Now I have to sometimes to do recordings and stuff. Over at that hill that you can see on the right-hand side there, that's where they had huge numbers of barracks and anti-aircraft gun positions, mostly FLAK 38 20 millimeters. I do think they had 88 millimeters as well, and there are some very cool splinter hangars over there, so I think that we will drop by them and just check them out and then continue out to the anti-aircraft gun position, which is way out there. A lot of wildlife here. I think it's a bird sanctuary or something as well out here. So it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It's not that cold, it's like 7 degrees. Wind has calmed down, it's been raining for many days, and that's been a really pain in the butt. But finally, we are able to continue a little road trip that we're doing. And I have to say thank you, a massive thank you to all our Patreon team members and PayPal supporters for helping us out to be able to do this. Your kind support is greatly appreciated. And you can check out this little thing here if you want to. Did you know that you can become a World War II History Hunter team member, and the artifacts here could be passed on to you in this manner and fashion here by creating beautiful World War II dioramas and displays? You can be the future keeper of something very special by the history and the history hunting that we share together. Check out the link in the video description. You can click that and you can become a Patreon team member if you want to. Different kind of perks with for your eyes only videos, travel vlogs, restoration projects, all of that good stuff. And if you want to know more, check out the supporter videos in the beginning of each month. But now let's continue our little adventure. Yeah, you can become the proud owner of a little piece of World War II history if you want to. So check out those links. Also, massive thank you to all of you who subscribe, comment, you know, what am I going to say? Hit the notification bell, hit a little thumbs up and a heart. Thank you for all your support. That's a good roundup. Alright, we are on the peninsula. Little feature there. And the Germans actually made a harbor. Why am I wearing white gloves? These are perfect. These are bamboo gloves. Just cold enough to kind of feel it, but I have to handle some cameras and microphones, so they're very good. So if you ever want to find, just Google bamboo gloves, and they are so incredibly warm, even though they're so wafer thin. But we are at the peninsula now where the splinter hangars are, so why don't we go over there and check them out. That hill up there, I can actually see a machine gun Tobruk on the first little thing there. Oh, height. And then there's a road going up to the mountainside. There's a huge anti-aircraft gun position up there. These are splinter hangars. They are still here. It's so cool to see that nobody has kind of torn them down. You guys found a swing. I'm gonna go to the swing. I want you to have a little peek at this splinter hangar. Pretty awesome. This was built to have the aircrafts inside. And an overview photo shows you that a little bit better. Yep. So basically 3 walls in the middle of the field. Sometimes they did see those things there. That is that they could create a secondary kind of floor if they wanted. So if they wanted to kind of create something, it was possible. And there were very often wooden doors in the front here in camouflage canvas stretched on top. And they also had real roofing on the top on some of them, but that is totally gone because, you know, that was sought after material after the war. So they really stripped everything out. So the locals very often kind of felt a strong need to take what was rightfully theirs. All right, so the anti-aircraft gun position is all the way over there. And I think there were more than 35 anti-aircraft guns at this location when it was fully operational. And they also wanted to do a lot of stuff in that sort of peninsula, but I don't think they ever finished that. Let's have a look at the second splinter hangar. Yes, I said splinter hangar is where you just roll on your aircrafts, protect them. There was a lot of Messerschmitts and Focke-Wulf here, so they could stack quite a lot of them inside here. This area, there's a couple of barracks up there, a lot of foundations around. There's a barrack there, with even a barrack all the way down at the waterline. And if I'm not too mistaken, I think I can show you a pretty little cool thing that is still laying there. But let me grab my bike and let's check out that one. It looks a bit smaller. Oh, is it? I think that's smaller. There's a structure there. And a massive tree has grown up in what used to be a barrack, or at least something, because I can see the corner of the structure here. It comes over here, and you can see the concrete's been ripped up by the tree. There's a little staircase coming in there. Seems like a staircase there. So this tree has just taken over. Nature is claiming back what is theirs, and it is massive. Alright, let's check out the other splinter hangar. If I'm not too mistaken, these structures are now protected, so nobody can touch them, and that is awesome, because too often these things are kind of being taken away by the farmers, and then history is gone. And I think this should be before the farmers need. You should give the farmers a compensation, and then let the local authorities kind of keep track of them, because these are historical pieces. And why should people be allowed to remove historical pieces no matter what they are? So I think that when they do that, I think it's just as bad as you went and said, I want to remove the Eiffel Tower because I like this, my plot, I want it gone. It's history, you can't remove it that easily. It should be up for discussion at least, and then people can have their opinion, and then in the end it should not be left over to just one guy saying, oh, it's my land, I want to decide. This is history, and well, that's my opinion, so I don't care what others says. It's a little lake here. You can see even just next to the lake there's actually some kind of foundation. I'm guessing it was a barrack, and looks like there was a shower room here, and perhaps they could just jump out from the shower room into the lake. There are a couple of very cool, let's say, secrets in there. So that's going to be another thing. This lake is actually pretty deep further out there, and well, let's say so, there are history in there. This thing here is laying around. This is a propeller gear. I'm not 100% sure exactly what it comes of. See here, I think this is a gear for a propeller shaft or something. It's just laying there. Is that cool or what, huh? Absolutely fantastic. So, I'm not sure whether somebody dragged that up from the lake there. But as I said, secrets are still there. All right, let's go over to the anti-aircraft gun position and check that out. That's our main target. A local guy told me that some of the landfill, which is way out in the top dead end here, consists of some of the stuff that came off when they detached the or dismantled the airfield, and there's a set of cables coming out from the ground here. So I guess if you start digging around here, it's not allowed, I think, I'm not sure. But if you start digging around here, I'll guess you could find things in the ground. But there's something going on here, so it looks like trenches actually. I think this is like an outpost with a couple of trenches. It looks like a fighting position all the way down here. And there are also some installations on this other peninsula here. And way out there, there are massive installments of something else, coastal fortresses. But this is pretty cool. But it's just a little thing. And you can see here they made a little plateau. And I guess they would have maybe an anti-aircraft gun position there as well, all the way out here. Sure looks like it. So we have arrived at the first position here, and I'm a bit confused to be honest, but I can see there's a trench coming in from here, and then you can see Eagle Eyes is laying on the front line there, taking care of the commandos from the Allies coming in. And you can see, I'm not sure whether this is actually supposed to be here, but nevertheless, you can see one of the positions right there. It's actually falling into the ocean, so that's going to be pretty interesting to take a look at. So let's go over to that one and see what that is all about. So Eagle Eye, he spotted this. Very cool. This is the German barbed wire fencing system. See that? And it's just laying here. That barbed wire is thrown in there. It's been there for 50 years, so that's going to be cool. Right here, this looks very much to be an anti-aircraft gun position, and it's fallen into the ocean. And I guess that's quite natural. You see here some wooden pieces here. These are munition pockets, and each one of these that has fallen down is where the munition was stored. There's actually a tiny little room here that could have been munition, or just a place to have a shelter for the soldiers here, or if they stood guard, they could be in here with a little bunker oven or something like that. Can't see exactly the attachment bolts, but I guess if there was a FLAK 38 here, it could have looked something like this. Cool. So the crew would frantically work here to arrange these guns, and there is one special story here, and I'm going to show you. There is one position over there. There's one, let me see, where is that? I think it is that one, I'm not 100% sure, which has been converted to some kind of observation point. One of these crews got a full hit, a 100% casualty of a British aircraft, and it crashed and fell into the ocean out here somewhere. Also something that I read many years ago. So they were credited one kill for one British aircraft. I have to look into that a little bit more to figure out what the whole story was, but that could have happened right there. So Franz and Hans and Helmut and Wilhelm, they were all this little positions FLAK crew, and they trained and practiced all time long. And when the alarm come, then they go like, so they would be very efficient. I read somewhere that the FLAK crews of the highly trained personnel in this area had a success rate of 68% of something like this. So they were very good at what they were doing. And just imagine standing here, maybe in a full winter storm, and the Allied came strafing in with mosquitoes and Spitfires or God knows what. That must have been very nerve-wracking. All right, so we're coming up to the next position here. As I said, I'm a bit confused. It could have been that they created something just for the beginning, like very basic crude positions. They dragged the guns out there to have them available and operational while they built the concrete constructions. And there is a pocket of munition here. So I'm starting to guess, did they change over from one type of strategy here to another? Is that where they had... this is not a searchlight position as well. It's a FLAK gun position. This is like a generator kind of ditch. I've seen that before, but I'm not sure. It could also be a advanced munition storage where they had camouflage canvas on top and then drag that and put it in the emplacement here as they needed it. This one is also crumbling completely away. The ocean is coming in with ferocious power when it comes up from there, from the north. This place is surrounded by meter-high waves. So, not a pretty sight. I wonder how long it was since this was kind of totally mashed up like this. Again, you can see the munition pockets here. But I cannot see a base. I'm guessing there were no rooms for 88s in there. At least what I figured, there can't be 88s in there. So they could have had FLAK 38, 20 millimeters, or could have had Madsen or Olicon. Very, very special to see this crap kind of crashed up like that. The last structure that is here actually seems to be like a bunker. Then we have, let's see, there's actually, yeah, it's a bunker, it's a Regelbau. And let me see, do I have, give me a second, I do have a tiny little flashlight, give me a second. I carry this sometimes. It's an Olight S1 baton, it's a micro flashlight, works very well actually. Saved me many times. Wow, is it a 3-room underground bunker? Wow, this is so unexpected. Some kind of, yeah, okay, very interesting. So I didn't expect that. I did see that thing on the top, and you can see here, just as here, this is where the cables would come in, and the massive doors are actually fully intact, even with the gaskets. That is pretty awesome. Okay, let's hit that light a little bit more. It's not too much light, but it works actually. It's a 3 rooms, what the heck? I haven't seen this configuration before with 3 separate rooms. Let me see. There was most definitely a bunker oven there. I can't see any bunk hangers, but I guess it could be the Mannschaftsbunker where the crews could kind of fall back, manning this position. So Reinhard, Franz and Wilhelm and all of them, they were actually staying out here during the winter storms and being protected by this enormous bunker. 3 rooms. It could have been a munition storage as well, but there are no bunk hangers in the roof. But I do see that, and that was the pedestal for a bunker oven. And they very often heated the munition storages as well to keep the munition dry so that the humidity wouldn't be that high. Huh. It's absolutely fascinating. Yeah, all the 3 doors are open and still there. Did not expect that, to be honest. And in good condition. So I guess not too many go here. See that? That will never turn again. And it's open for eternity. It will rust. And in the end, someone responsible will have to actually move it because it will come down by itself and damage people who venture in here to check it out, because these are hundreds of kilos. And this is the shutter they could open to see who's coming through. That is also completely stuck and will most likely never move. What a fascinating little bunker. You know, you have to be able to imagine things when you're at places like this, and I imagine all of the Luftwaffe crews, the pilots, the maintenance crews, you know, the regular soldiers, the officers. I kind of imagine them all here frantically doing what they were supposed to do or told to do. And that happened right here. Absolutely fantastic place to explore. Indeed, that's a remarkable, interesting location, and we will share tons more with you because we did a couple of really, really interesting discoveries in the area, and that's going to take some time for us to figure out what we're going to do about it. But nevertheless, amazing place. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you to all of you who watch, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and give us a thumbs up or a little heart if so wish be. And to our Patreon, PayPal supporters, thank you for being in there. You are absolutely doing this possible. So we couldn't have done it without your incredible support. All right, stay safe, everybody. We will definitely see you later. Keep smiling, and goodbye.